Good evening, everybody. This is our AEW Dynamite review for the 13th of April. I'm Jason, and I've been joined once again by Russell.
Hello.
And we're going to give you our takes on the AEW Dynamite. So we give you our criticism, constructive criticism, or, kudos if it needs it, and any ideas and stuff. If any AEW officials are watching, it might give you some good ideas. You never know. So anyway, onto the show. So the first match was CM Punk versus Penta Oscuro. I think this were kind of a bit of a dream match, really. Obviously, big fan of CM Punk, obviously, but Penta is a very talented guy. I don't really know if they've given him as much airtime or as proper push that they should have done after he had this gimmick change. But other than that, I think he's quite a talented guy, really. And I think, I kind of think they should do a bit more with him, really. But I suppose he's kind of limited because he's obviously only speaks Mexican. But talent-wise, I think top notch. So yeah, it was a really good match. As I say, kind of a dream match. And I think last few weeks of AEW Dynamite, there's been a few of these like dream matches on. I think it's a really good way to open the show. I think, obviously makes you want to watch it and stuff. But the thing that I know, I don't know if you noticed this, Russell, or if might have been watching a different version. I'm not sure, but the commentary was really quiet, and I couldn't hardly hear the commentary. And I don't think it was me. The crowd noise seemed to be really, really overshadowing and I was struggling to hear the commentary. Sometimes that can be a good thing, because sometimes it can be quite shit. But I like to hear the commentary, really, because but I find I was struggling. That to me is a bit of a rookie mistake, really. When you're doing a TV show, you kind of should be able to get the audio right. It's kind of basic, I think. So that was the only thing that I like the match. The match was great. Dream match for me, but I just don't understand what they keep doing, these little silly errors. And obviously, I know they are a new company, but they've got a bit of money. They've got a big organization. I don't really understand why, and I think this kind of went through the whole show, So if someone was watching the show on some screen or whatever, you'd have thought that they thought to themselves, actually, the commentary is too quiet. Let's fix it up. But I don't think they did, I think it was like this through all the show. So that's my only criticism, really, from a production standpoint, really. So I don't know if you picked up on that, Russell, as well.
I can't recall having had any issues with the commentary. I could be wrong. It's been nearly a week since I watched the show, because I managed to catch it on the Thursday for a change. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I had any problems with that. It was a strong opening match, definitely. I agree that Penta is underutilized. What I do like is I like what they're doing with Punk, because he's getting to wrestle all these guys that he's never been in the ring with before. I think this week he's got a match with Dustin Rhodes. So that'll be interesting, two veterans. Yeah, not much more to say, really. They're giving Punk a very strong push. He seems to be doing something every week, not necessarily having a match every week, but out there on the mic doing a promo. So yeah, they're making good use of him.
Yeah. So yeah, I think as I say, good opener, I think, and they tend to do this. They tend to put a good opening match on, which I think makes sense, really. If you're going to do that, definitely, makes a lot of sense. So after that, we went straight into another match. Red Dragon versus former Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. So again, another good match. They've got a lot of good talent, in AEW. So, they don't really put on a lot of stinkers, really, match wise, I think. So this was another good match again. I find Red Dragon are very talented, and I think they. I kind of look at them. I think I might have mentioned before, maybe Ring of Honor tag team titles at some stage. I think that'd be kind of, because I'm not sure if they're going to really break through in AEW on the right at the top. Because I think there's too much talent at the top, a bit sort of bit of a log jam at the top, really. But the couple of things that I noticed on this match really was that the ref counted an early fall on one of the people. So it must have been I don't know if it was Luchasaurus and Bobby Fish were in the ring, I think, but O'Reilly had the other opponent in a submission in the ring, yet the ref was still counting the pin on the other guy. So I don't understand that. So I don't think AEW really understand the rules of wrestling sometimes. I think I think need to reread the rules. All the referees need to understand the rules, because if someone else is in the ring putting a submission on someone, you shouldn't be counting a fall on someone else, unless it's a tornado tag match, which I don't think it was. So This is a common thing with AEW. They don't seem to understand real basic rules of wrestling, which is all right, but if you're trying to make things make sense and stuff and make everyone believe everything believable, it didn't really make sense. So I just think whoever's sort of putting these matches together are there to blame, really, because basic stuff like this, really. I mean, I don't want to go like full on Jim Cornette, but he has a few good points, really. And this is one of the points where they don't take note of basic stuff, and it doesn't make everything look legit. Because if someone's going to get a pin on someone where it's not a legitimate pin, it don't mean anything, really, I don't think. So that was my only thing. The match itself was good, but I don't like the fact that they don't really think about things when they're doing them. Whoever's organising it, and the guys in the ring obviously didn't think about it either, or maybe they just don't care either. Maybe they all realise that we aren't following any rules. We're just going to do what we want, but it don't bring prestige to the titles when people are just doing what they want, I don't think. So that was my only criticism. And then we had FTR coming to the ring. I don't understand why, but they did. But I don't really want to see a unification match too early. It's too early. They've already unified 2 titles, which I don't really think they should have done anyway. So I don't know what. Hopefully, they're not planning a unification match already, because that, to me, that's way too early. They need more titles, not less. So that was my only concern on that one. So yeah, that's my thoughts, Russell.
When you say they've already unified 3 titles, what do you mean?
Well, no, they've unified 2 titles. They've got the Ring of Honor and the AEW, not the AEW, or the AAA and the kind of, well, unified them, but they've put the AAA and the Ring of Honor titles are held by the same team. So not technically unified them, but it's kind of with the same team, which I think I don't really see why you do that. It's better to have more titles, I think, rather than just putting them all on the same team. I mean, eventually, if you've got a big event, it's a good thing to do a title for title or something or whatever. But I don't think just randomly on TV, just giving everyone all the titles. I don't understand why you do that. It don't make sense to me. But anyway, that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a good match. Hard hitting match. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus got the win, which kind of surprised me a bit. I thought there was a slight chance that Red Dragon would go over, but I guess they're saving that. They don't feel that they're quite there yet. I wanted to mention there was a short segment before this match with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz, and the Jericho Appreciation Society at the airfield. Not to say too much about it, just that Kingston and Co got one over on the Jericho crew. It was a short segment. Yeah, maybe worth a mention. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any thoughts on it really, particularly, but yeah. So, yeah. So yeah. Should we, happy with that, Russell? Should we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we had an interview with Blackpool Combat Club. That always makes me laugh again. Like these guys, apart from Wheelie Useless, who I don't like at all. I didn't have any feelings about him either way at first, but now I'm kind of disliking him a lot now because he doesn't fit in this club. He don't fit in this club in any way really, because these guys are big stars, and they're all even though I'm not a Moxley guy really, but he's quite a talented guy in his own way, if you like that kind of thing. But Wheeler Utah's well out of place in there. He's well out of his depth, really. So I don't think it looks good for the stable. I think it devalues the stable, actually. I think so. I don't know. I think they're going to continue on with it because this is what they do, I suppose. But it's not doing it for me really. It reminds me of that few weeks ago when they had that or maybe it might have been pay-per-view, not sure, where they had some triple trios tag match and they put that guy from Private Party in it, which didn't make any sense. This seems like the same thing again, where they've got some young guy who they like for some reason, and they put him in a match with loads of stars, thinking that that'll make him a star. Well, it won't. It just makes the match look stupid, I think. So yeah, that was my thought really. Obviously, I'm not a fan of Wheeler Yuta, so.
No, I agree completely. I mean, this whole angle and setup didn't actually make any sense to me until I caught up a bit on Rampage, because they had Wheeler Yuta against Moxley, I think it was, and he finished the match face covered in blood, and then they did a handshake thing with William Regal, and then all of a sudden Wheeler Useless has been accepted into Blackpool Combat Club. I was like, okay, I don't get it. I don't get it at all either. He's not ready for that bigger push, really. Why he's the Ring of Honor Pure Champion is absolutely beyond me. I don't know much about Josh Woods, but from what you told me, he's the better wrestler. So booking him to lose to someone like Wheeler Yuta makes zero sense to me. I don't get it.
No.
What are this guy's redeeming qualities? What does he bring to the table?
I don't think there's anything really.
No.
I don't even think he's particularly great in the ring. They all going, oh, look at Wheeler Yuta and stuff. What a talent! I don't even see that. Charisma wise, he's got 0 on the board. His look is 0 as well. Don't look like a star at all. Talent wise, he's mediocre at best. I just don't, honestly. The only reason I think they've given him the title is because he's classed as an AEW guy, but it just looks ridiculous because Josh Woods is proper legit guy, looks like a star. I mean, I think maybe that I don't know what's going to happen with Ring of Honor, but I just wonder if I'm not a big WWE guy, obviously, but I just wonder if WWE will snap up Josh Woods because he's actually a proper wrestler and looks like a star, and AEW are going to be left with this other guy, which just ridiculous. I don't get it. And if anyone goes and watches some Josh Woods matches, there's no competition at all. I mean, even in the Wheeler Yuta match, I don't know if you've seen it, Russell, but I think he destroyed him. He made Wheeler Yuta look stupid, which is right because he's much better than him. But there we go. I'd like to see him bring in Josh Woods. Personally, he's much better than all these small guys that they've got that don't have any charisma or personality or much talent is a million times better than them. So, but we'll see if they do, won't we?
So, how did Wheeler Yuta end up getting the win in that match then? What happened?
I don't remember, if I'm honest. It would a kind of a decent wrestling match, but the pure title is kind of different rules. You've got 3 rope breaks and stuff, and you can't punch people and stuff. So it's kind of like mat wrestling type of thing. It was a decent match, but when I looked at the match anyway, to me, Josh Woods looked a lot better, looked a lot more legit, much bigger, much more powerful, a much better wrestler as well. In every aspect, he out wrestled him, but obviously you could tell that they were booking it for Wheeler Yuta to win. So one of these matches where Wheeler Yuta seemed to basically get, be outplayed all match, all the game by Josh Woods, and at the end he sort of got the victory. Which kind of expected, because I kind of thought that was going to happen, but it just, I don't know, just didn't. And then obviously, and that was obviously the reason why they've kind of used to bring him into this club, because but they've devalued the pure title as well.
Yeah.
It was a really good. It was meant to be the legit real wrestling title where you got your real legit wrestlers, and I've just put it on this guy who's just like a mid card guy. I ain't seen it at all, and I don't know if it's just me, but whether people like this guy, but I don't know. I can't see him getting over. Be surprised if he does, but I can't see it. I mean, they're on about this match against Moxley. Oh, everyone's saying, oh wow, this was a great match. I didn't think it was that good. Apart from bleeding a lot, I don't know what Wheeler Yuta did really.
No.
Didn't look. I don't think it were anything special. I wouldn't think, oh yeah, that's a great match. I thought it's all right. I want a main event either for me. So anyway, there we go. Any more comments on the Blackpool Illuminations Club?
No, not that I can think of. I think we've covered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder if Regal will take them to the Blackpool Tower for a day out, or the Pleasure Beach even.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. If you're in America, you won't understand what we're talking about, but Google it. Anyway,
today's group bonding exercise. We're going on the roller coasters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Put Wheeler Yuta on the ghost train and just leave him there somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, moving on then from the Blackpool Club. Another interview here. Two women that I really like, Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm. I've not seen a lot of Toni Storm, if I'm honest, but I like what I've seen so far. But Jamie Hayter, I think she's a star. Instead of these little, like, small women or young children that were pushing at first, this woman looks really good, and she can talk as well. The fact that she's not just because she's from UK as well, which is it's nice to see someone a bit different. She just seems to have a very different personality than everyone else, and looks really tough. It's this kind of woman that you wouldn't look like you wanted to mess with this woman. Got a bit of power behind her and looks a bit mean. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. The potential match. I reckon Toni Storm will probably go over. I think because she's the new girl and the new kid on the block, which I don't mind really, to be honest. Whoever wins this, I'm pretty happy because I like both of these people. I just think though, I think Toni Storm will win it probably because she's come in and they're trying to maybe build her up a bit. But I want to see a bit more of Jamie Hayter really. I think at some stage she's obviously going to split from Britt Baker. They've teased that a little bit. So I wouldn't mind seeing that, build a gimmick up a bit, get to know her a bit more, and this could be one of your top women in AEW. If you do it right, I think.
Yeah, it should be a good match, definitely. I still think that Tony Storm looks and sounds awkward in interview segments. There's just something about the way that she delivers her lines and what she says. There's no conviction behind it. That's my only criticism of her. Don't get me wrong, I think she's a great talent, a great wrestler. As is, as you say, Jamie Hayter. So it should be a strong match. I'm assuming that they're going to be facing off against each other as part of the Owen Hart tournament. I think that's what the fans are calling for. So yeah, see what happens.
Yeah. So I think that's a good little. Don't know if it's a feud, but a good match anyway. So
yeah.
So there's some. I think you might have a point about. I haven't really seen much of Toni Storm. I think I've only seen one of her interviews, and she didn't come across as really into it. But she might just not be very good at it. But there's quite a lot of people who aren't good at interviews, so she might just need a bit of. And interesting on this interview, she never actually spoke. So maybe they're realizing, oh yeah, she's not really that good. We'll just not get her to speak.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so we then had another match. MJF versus Sean Dean, Captain Sean Dean.
Yeah.
Actually, I was looking forward. This is kind of like a nothing match. I was looking forward to this. I wanted to see what was going to happen, and so, to me, if you can make some match that really isn't a match, proper good match competition into something interesting, I think you've done something right there. But Dean looked quite cool at the beginning with his beret on and his face paint. I think he looked pretty good. Like, I thought, oh, that looks a bit different. He looks all right. And I loved it. I loved this all. I don't really think it was a proper match, really, but it was really an angle, really. But I loved the angle, really, where Wardlow was in disguise, took the guy's t-shirt and stuff, all that, and came into the crowd, all that stuff. I thought this was really well done. So I don't know if MJF has any say in this kind of thing, but everything he does seems to be really good and really well thought out. Yeah. Unlike the tag team match earlier, which probably wasn't really that well thought out, I didn't think. But it seems to be always MJF stuff always seemed to be really well done anyway. That's what I think I'm saying. And then the other bit that I liked as well was when Wardlow was at the side of the ring and all the security staff kept running out. And it kind of reminded me of that that bit in The Matrix where all of Mr. Smiths come out more and more and more and stuff. That kind of reminded me a bit of that. I thought, oh, that's nice, a little bit of a Matrix thing there like that. So I just thought this was really, really, really good. And it might have been like, even though it wasn't really a proper match, might be one of the most memorable things on this show, Wardlow is so over, honestly. I mean, when you look at like some of the trash that they've got as champ, I mean, at the moment, I think the champions are pretty shy, actually, if I'm honest, really, top to bottom. Adam Page is just not a champion. I was sort of 50-50 at first. Now I'm pretty sure this guy's not championship material at all. Not at all. Big mistake, I think that. And then you've got Scorpio Sky, which is probably like the most boring guy. Him and Wheeler, you will probably have a match for the most boring guy in the promotion, probably. So he's really, really boring. So, at the moment, and Thunder Rosa's all right, but it wouldn't be my choice, really, if I'm honest. So I think at the moment, and obviously your friend Jade has got a title. I don't mind Jade as much. At least she's interesting. But these other lot, these certainly the guys. To me, she's more interesting than Adam Page, and she's a million times more interesting than Scorpio Sky. So I just think at the moment that the champions are really, really poor. You know, so yeah, I don't know why. I kind of forgot why I went on this track now. Anyway, but basically, yeah, just champions are just quite poor, I think. So let's see some change on that respect, really. So yeah. Anyway, that's me, Russell.
Yeah, I was going to ask you a question on the back of that. Have you seen Battle of the Belts?
Not yet. No, I'm going to watch it probably next day or so, I think.
Okay, I won't say too much.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting little match, and I just put MJF suffers embarrassing count out loss thanks to Wardlow. I thought the whole thing was done well. Yeah, builds up even more heat for the inevitable match between MJF and Wardlow if and when it happens. Well, not if it happens, but when it happens, because it's going to happen. Yeah, so nothing much more to add really.
So yeah, good segment. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's because I was talking about Wardlow. So I mean, like, this is what Wardlow. I don't really know if they could mess this Wardlow thing up, really, because Adam Page seemed to be a decent talent at the beginning, and then it just kind of went downhill, and it's just kept going downhill from there. So, but Wardlow, this guy, I think could be a real big star, you know. So, yeah, there we go. Anyway, next we had a nice little vignette from Darby Allin. And I think his videos are really interesting, really artistic. I think he has quite a lot of input in these as well, you know. So obviously quite a creative guy, really. This is a super talented guy, really. And I think the good thing for AEW is, because he's one of their foundation guys, I don't think he'll ever go to WWE because he's too small. So I think, you know, they're going to be pretty all right, really, for a long term. Unless the only thing with Darby Allin is, unless he kind of maims himself one day by throwing himself off the top of a building, would probably be all right, really. So, but yeah, I thought these videos are really interesting and really, you know, just really cool. So I'm really looking forward to the coffin match with Andrade as well. Their first match was really good. And so I don't mind this stipulation because I've criticised stipulations before when they just pick them out of thin air, but they've already had a match and they've already had a bit of a feud. So I think this makes more sense. So
yeah, like the tables match the other week.
Yeah, exactly. Like just some random tables match for no reason, which didn't make sense, and the rules didn't make sense, and nobody knew what the rules were either, which is kind of what AEW seems to be about, especially on tag matches. So this is really interesting, I think. Absolutely looking forward to this again. Two great talents again. So yeah, liked it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. It's the stipulation makes sense. I'm assuming that Darby Allin will probably get the win, but you know, even that's not guaranteed because Andrade is a decent talent, so it could go either way, really. Yeah, that's all I've got to add, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Darby Allin will win it because I think Andrade won the first match.
Yeah,
I think they'll go 1-1 and then they'll probably have a decider maybe on a pay-per-view, possibly. So I think, you know, I'm liking this feud. At the beginning, I was thinking a bit, oh Jesus, what the fuck's going on here, you know, with all this. But you know, once they got in the ring and started actually wrestling, I'm starting, you know, I'm really liking it. So then we had another kind of promo that I liked again. I'll say I liked it. I like Malachi Black. I like his promos and I like how he does them. But the content was just bizarre because, as I say, I like the promo, but he's feuding with Fuego del Sol, virtually like a prelim guy. I don't understand this at all, and this is like the worst book guy in AEW history so far. I don't understand anything they're doing with this guy at all. And this is like one of the most probably one of the most complete talents they've got. Extremely charismatic, very good gimmick, very, very talented. And it's just like, I don't know, whoever's booking this guy they need to pull him to the side and say, you know, stop taking your drugs, because I don't know what's going on here. You know, he started off having a singles run, and that were going all right. He had a few decent matches. Then he went into tag matches. Then he were doing 3-man tags. And now he's in singles again against a guy who's a prelim guy. I don't understand it. This is, to me, if in my year-end awards, this guy's leading the worst booked wrestler in AEW by a mile. So
I hate these segments. I hate these vignettes. They're too quiet, and I find them confusing. I have no idea what's going on. So I watch these segments. I'm like, I agree. The booking of Malachi Black is bizarre at best. I'm with you on that one. What does a feud with someone like Fuego do for a decent wrestler like Malachi Black? As you say, I don't get it either. Hopefully, this feud will die a quiet death, and then they'll move him on to something else. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I agree.
No, not at all. And apparently, they've paid this guy a lot of money as well. Don't know why, because I don't understand it. But anyway, maybe something will happen eventually. But I just don't believe. I don't understand it. Anyway, so next up was a trios match, or 6-man tag, if you want to call it that. Jericho Appreciation Society against Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. I kind of like this feud a bit, really. It's okay. It's an okay feud. There was a nice bit at the beginning, and it was, I think it was the crazy guy who was on drugs saying it, actually, the squarehead man. I think it was him at the beginning where it was on the intro, and it was coming out. So he obviously pre-recorded, and he said something like recognized excellence in sports entertainment, so having a bit of a dig at WWE. I thought that was really funny. And it was definitely, I'm sure it was a squarehead guy, because it sounded like him. So I just thought that was quite funny. I've nothing much to say about the match. It's what you'd expect from these guys, really. Kind of a bit crazy, a bit of a brawl. So yeah, it was good. It was all right match, Feud's going to continue. Don't really have any issues with that. Santana and Ortiz seem to be stuck again, though. They're stuck now again in like some sort of stable feud again. So, they seem to be sort of like almost like, oh, it's ready for him to get a push, and then nothing happens. So I don't know, but I'm surprised really that they are getting him some bigger matches, really, or getting him up the card. But yeah, I don't mind this feud, as I say. So that's all I've got to say, really.
I don't mind the feud as such, but this particular match didn't do much for me. I found it boring. Not gonna lie. I kind of lost interest halfway through. So literally the only thing that I put in my notes was JAS, as I call them for short, get the win in boring 6-man. ... That's it.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. It wasn't really anything of a match. As I say, I agree with you. Don't think it was anything special. No. So so anyway, that was that. And then went into an MGF promo, just kind of continuing the storyline, which I think is really always, MGF storylines are always the best, I think, one of the best on the show. So you can't have enough of MJF, really. This is one of the guys, though, that they really need to keep. Because there's been talk of WWE wanting him and stuff. I think this is a guy that you don't really want to lose this guy. So I think, when it's coming to contracts, I think you're gonna have to pay this guy. I think he's one of your top stars, I think. So that's what I think.
I saw something on Facebook. I think it was Jim Ross is predicting that MJF will be the world champion by the end of the year.
Mm.
Do you agree? Can you see that happening? Or
Yeah, I could see it happening, but I hope that what would happen. I don't think Tony Khan's a moron or anything. I think he knows what he's doing. So hopefully, he'll get MJF signed up to a new contract or an extension or something. And then I would certainly, I'd get the title off of Howard and Page ASAP, really, if I could, because this guy is it's just not championship material, and his matches don't seem interesting or special. All the other matches on the cards that he's on seem more important than his. So, I can see MJF beating him, and I think it'd be a good decision. But obviously, you'd want to make sure that it's signed first. You don't want him to do win the title and then sod off to WWE. So, hopefully, if they say to him, "Look, we'll give you a run with the title, and you can be one of our top stars," hopefully they'll sign on the dotted line.
Yeah.
So there we go. So the next up, we had, I don't know, not really a big match, but I found it kind of interesting. Marina Shafir versus Sky Blue. I like Marina Shafir. I think she's really legit. Got a good look. Looks quite mean. Nice looking person. Just nice talent. Everything. She's got some new music as well. I thought that was nice. So obviously, hopefully she's going to get a bit of a push. Beating Sky Blue, which is, she just gets beaten by everyone, but she might be all right in a few years. She's got a nice look. So yeah, I'm hoping that Marina Shafir will beat Jade. I don't know what you think. I'm hoping she will, because I think we've done I've had enough of, I don't have had enough of Jade. I've had enough of the streak now. I think we've done that now. We've had enough of 29-0 or whatever it is. I think now maybe Marina Shafir could pull off a big upset over Jade. 'Cause I don't think it is an upset, but I think they'd consider it an upset. And then maybe I think she'll even join some stable, maybe like Team Taz. I think that would fit with her. So or maybe Dan Lambert. I don't know, but I think she'll probably join a stable, and I'd like to see her beat Jade. I don't know when this match is coming, but I think there will be a match. So I think that'd be good.
Yeah. I put Marina Shafir makes easy work of Sky Blue in Dynamite debut. I personally, my thoughts on Jade Cargill. So yeah, I want Marina Shafir to win as well. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a bit of a crush on Sky Blue. I think she's kind of cute. But they seem to be using her as almost like a way of getting wrestlers that they want to establish as future stars over. And I kind of disagree with that, because I think Sky Blue is a decent wrestler herself. I think they should give her more of a push, and it's not just because I think she's kind of hot. But yeah, I could see her potentially joining a stable. It'd be interesting to see if they go down that route, and if so, who she ends up with. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Sky Blue, but I reckon she's quite young, so I think they're just giving her some airtime to get her noticed, maybe. But I think she's a good prospect for future. So she's got a good look, which is some of the other quite a lot of the talent don't have a look. So I think that's really important. So she reminds me. I tell you what, she reminds me of a little bit of Roxy, who was the Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah.
Reminds me a bit of her, actually. So similar age maybe as well. So that's that. And then we moved on to another interview with Hook. This is interesting because I think we might have spoken last time about the fact that they weren't doing out with Hook. So he's back now. So that's good news. So obviously watching the podcast, gonna get, obviously they've forgotten about Hook, and now we reminded them that he's not doing anything. So that's good. But I'm not sure about the Danhausen thing, really. I'm not sure if that really works, because Hook's meant to be like a legit guy who's, a bit of a sort of a MMA kind of Taz clone, and Danhausen hasn't wrestled, and he's not really a proper wrestler. Not sure about that, really, but we'll never know. If he's just fed to Hook for a win, might be fun. I don't know. So I'm not going to say no, but I just think it's a bit, the Danhausen thing's a little bit bizarre, but yeah, Hook being on Dynamite, that's a really good thing, because this is a guy who's really legit, not, and he's got charisma and he's got talent. So this is what Wheeler Yuta should have been, I think. So there you go. He could have been in the Combat Club even. So there we go.
Yeah. Have they said who his first opponent on Dynamite is going to be? Do you know?
No, they've just advertised it as his debut. So I'm guessing it won't be anyone of any consequence, but
okay,
it'll just be kind of to build him up a bit.
And am I right in saying that Hook didn't actually say anything in the interview?
He doesn't normally say anything. No, it's kind of his thing, I think.
Yeah, the strong with silent type.
Yeah, it suits his gimmick though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, not much more to say on that. I just put down Hook all set for his first match on Dynamite. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm happy to see that. He's a decent little wrestler. They need to do more with him, definitely.
Yeah, so that was good. And then we had like just a bit of an interview here with Dan Lambert, Paige Van Zandt, and Scorpio Sky. I don't know if Ethan Page were there. I can't remember. What might not have been.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, it might have been, but I probably was so boring I didn't notice him. So I'm thinking of Scorpio Sky. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Yeah, yeah, Scorpio. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping that Sammy basically wins the title off of Scorpio Sky, because Scorpio Sky is so boring for me. Such a boring guy. This is a guy that I'd probably send to Ring of Honor, actually, because I think he'd do all right there. He's all right in the ring. He's not super interesting, so get him on Ring of Honor, I think. But I didn't understand. I didn't understand at all that why they're giving the title to this guy. Didn't understand that at all. So get someone else in his stable, because I like Paige Van Zandt, I like Ethan Page, and I like Dan Lambert, actually. I think I like them all. So get rid of Scorpio Sky ASAP. Now you've got like a developmental. You've got no reason to keep these guys hanging around on your main show. You can stick them down there, or get them on Dark or whatever. That's where Scorpio Sky belongs, on Dark. I think that's where he belongs, really. So yeah, I like these people apart from Scorpio Sky. So that's what I think.
Yeah, not much more to add, really. I think you've covered most of it. I think this was a good build-up for the championship match at Battle of the Belts between Scorpio and Sammy. I think we should rechristen him Borpio Sky. Yeah, Borepio, Borpio Sky.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Or Scorpio Snooze.
Yeah. Yeah, either work. Yeah, I agree. He's just not a great wrestler. Simple as. Didn't really deserve to be TNT champion, in my opinion. So yeah, nothing more to say on that really.
Yeah, just so strange. Just shoot the pushing strange people.
Yeah.
But hopefully, the crowd they'll actually realise that the crowd doesn't interest in these people. So hopefully they'll change course. They won't just keep flogging a dead horse. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. But we'll have to wait and see. Then we had a tag match. Ricky Starks and Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, against Swerve and Keith Lee. So a big, decent match. All these are good stars. So obviously, because we've only got, they can't put everyone on the show. So obviously these guys are getting in a tag match. So I don't mind that really. Starks was really over in his hometown though. The crowd was really like up for this. So I thought that's quite nice. And I like how AEW do that. They actually book people in the hometowns and they're not worried if people get booed or cheered. So I like that actually. Whereas in the other promotion, they don't do stuff like that. They don't like people booing people who they like, type of thing. So I like the fact that they actually do that. And I think it's good for TV as well. Because it's something a bit different, shakes it up a bit. But yeah, I mean, the result was quite a shock. Hobbs getting the win. That was a real shocker. But I don't dislike that. I think it was a nice, good decision because Hobbs is a powerhouse. Hobbs is one of those guys that he is one of the few stars. Well, there's quite a lot of stars, but he's one of the stars that they have that the kind of homegrown guys who's really kind of been starting to elevate himself. Like you've got some like Hobbs and Wardlow. You've got the guy we just talked about, who's having his debut. Hook as well. So you've got a few of these people who are kind of homegrown who are getting really over. So it's not like they're pushing all useless guys. So I like that, getting Hobbs over. So I think this is going to continue. We'll have these four are going to feud between each other for a while. So, and all quite talented. So I don't have any issues with that really. So I like the result. A bit of a shock, but I liked it.
Yeah, I agree. I wrote down Hobbs and Starks score surprising win over Strickland and Lee thanks to Taz. But then again, when you mention the fact that Ricky Starks was wrestling in his own hometown, perhaps it's not so surprising. Perhaps that was always the way they were going to go with it. But I don't know. Yeah, decent enough little match. I think all four guys are credible wrestlers. So yeah.
Yeah. So then we had an interview then with Thunder Rosa and Nyla Rose. So very, very boring indeed. So yeah, I'm not going to go on about it because I have done for the last few weeks. I'm not interested in this match at all. So yeah, no interest in this match whatsoever. So yeah, not even going to bother, not even going to waste my voice commenting on it.
Okay, no, I haven't got much more to say on that either, except I put Nyla gets a face full of cake, but still gets the upper hand in brawl with Thunder Rosa. That's literally all I wrote down. Don't like Nyla. We've been there before. We don't like Nyla.
No, we're not in the Nyla Rose fan club.
No.
I think it's quite a big club that, as well, actually. I don't think we're on his own. But, somebody likes her somewhere. Don't understand why, but anyway, there we go. I won't be watching the match anyway, so that's me. So anyway.
I've seen the match. I didn't think much of it.
All right, yeah, I won't be watching it, so I'll either go for a snack or whatever, but I won't watch it. So anyway, main event time. We've got another dream match. So they started with a dream match and they ended with a dream match. I like that. This was kind of like a bit of a Japan dream match, this. Yeah. Samoa Joe against Minoru Suzuki. So, yeah, really good. You know, this is a proper main event. I mean, like, would it Rampage the other week where they have Moxley versus Yuta? That's not a main event. This is a main event, you know. So I agree with what you said last week about they mentioned about Samoa Joe being 310 pounds again. He's not 310 pounds.
No.
So, unless he's wearing lead in his boots or something, I don't think he's 310 pounds. But you know, it's up to them. You know, but he ain't 310 pounds. So, amazing, great match, as you'd expect. I love this match because this is kind of Japanese strong style, I think of it, and I really like that stuff. Me, you won't want to see every match like that, but it's nice. It's nice to see, and people, and especially wrestlers who are actually legit tough, like these two guys. But again, another production problem for me on this one, as well as the fact that the commentary was too quiet. But the camera work in this match was really bad. Because there was a moment where I think Joe was chopping Suzuki, and Suzuki did the laugh thing, which he does, which is really funny, which is one of his little gimmicks, and they didn't catch it on the camera because the camera wasn't like taking note of what was going on. So I just think that's really like amateur stuff, amateur hour where, you know, they can't get the audio right. The camera work is poor. So yeah, I just think you know, obviously this is a TV business. You know, that's kind of, to me, it's kind of obvious. You know, you should have had a few more camera angles and been doing it a bit better, I think. But that was just a little bit of a criticism. But the match itself, I love the match. Brilliant match. Love that style myself. I love that style of match. These two guys are probably two of the toughest guys, probably, you know, you'll ever find. And obviously it was for a title as well, Ring of Honor TV title. So yeah, I liked it really a lot. I didn't really know who this big guy was. Apparently he's a basketball player. I don't know who he is, but you know, I don't follow basketball, so I wouldn't do. But
no,
I don't really know if they got the guy over. I mean, they mentioned some name. I don't remember what he was, but they mentioned he was a basketball player.
No, I'm not sure either.
I suppose if you're American, you might know him, I suppose. But I mean, I'd like him to give a little bit more background on who he is. You know, I don't know. So he looks like a big guy. Don't know if he's a wrestler. Don't know what he is, but yeah. Hope we find out though on a future program, because they tend to like forget to tell people who people are sometimes. So I hope we don't just see the guy next week without any explanation of who he is or a backstory, because I've got no fucking clue who he is. So yeah, that's a common criticism of AEW. They don't really sort of introduce people properly. Just expect you to know every single sports person in the world, even if you don't follow the sport. So yeah, that was it. That was my thoughts on that. So yeah, there was obviously the beatdown afterwards. I wouldn't have really done that in this match, because I think the match itself was a standalone match, quality match. I think it devalued the match a bit, having the beatdown at the end. I think I don't mind doing this angle, but I wouldn't have done it at the end of the match, really. So, but for the match itself, yeah, love the match.
I enjoyed the match as well. I particularly liked the extended exchange of chops. I thought that was really, really well done, really clever. And somewhat surprised to see Samoa Joe get the win and take the belt, because I think it was Minoru Suzuki's first defense, wasn't it? Unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was quite surprised to see Samoa Joe go over in this one. So I've just written down Samoa Joe wins Ring of Honor TV title against Suzuki in hard-hitting slugfest, gets ambushed after the match, but we don't know who the big guy is. Yeah, who is he? Why? Tell me why. So, yeah, as you say, hopefully we'll find out a bit more tonight. Yeah, tonight, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight.
So I hope they do follow up on it. But sometimes AEW aren't very good at video packages, or don't do them at all. So I think they need to start doing them really to sort of create a bit of continuity really, because you can have a big angle on a show, you need to follow it up. It'll be interesting to see if they do follow it up this week, or if they just forget about it. So I don't know, but I'd like to see them follow that up really. But yeah, we'll see anyway. But overall, what did you think of the show overall then, Russell?
I thought it was pretty good. Not quite as strong as the last couple of weeks or so. If we're going on our 5-star ratings that we've been doing recently, I would say maybe a 3.5. That's my feeling. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think I'd probably go 3.5 myself. I like. There wasn't anything there wasn't anything that I really disliked about the show. Well, apart from that, there were a few production issues that I didn't like. That's just something that probably could have avoided. So I didn't really like the beatdown at the end of the main event either. Really, it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have done that really myself. I just don't think. I think the match was you don't want to beat people down after kind of a bit of a dream match. I don't think. And there was the tag match, I think, where they didn't really follow the rules again. So I just think I like the matches, and I like the people that were on the show for the most part. But I just thought there was some mistakes that they could have avoided. Those 4 particular mistakes, 2 production issues. The tag match didn't follow the rules. They didn't understand what the rules were in the tag match, and the main event beatdown, which I didn't really like in that place really. But other than that, and the Malachi Black thing was bizarre, but it always is, because the only thing consistent about Malachi Black is that his booking's going to be all over the place. He'll probably be fighting for a title next week. Just don't honestly, or fighting for women's title or something. Who knows? It just makes absolutely no sense at all. But other than that, it was a good show, I think. So I'd give it 3.5. I think like you. So really good. So yeah, we've got an interesting, obviously, got another obviously show tonight. So I obviously I'm caught up on. I still got to watch Rampage and Battle of the Belts as well.
Yeah.
So I've got to watch them first and see what's going on there. But yeah, I think it's going all right, really. My only main criticism is because I don't really think the champions are any good, really. I think that's I think before we get to pay-per-view, I think we need to get rid of these champions. Hopefully Sammy will beat, you probably know already, but hopefully Sammy will get rid of Scorpio Sky, hopefully for good. And then hopefully anybody can beat Adam Page, anybody really, basically.
I liked the Texas Death match on Rampage. I thought that was quite a decent little match. So yeah, if you haven't seen that yet, give that a watch.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look at that probably. I'll probably watch that next day or so at least. So yeah, so that's our review for this week. So overall we've both given it 3.5. So that's not bad, So yeah, keep on trucking, and they've got there's definitely improvements, but it was a really good. It was a nice show to watch, I think, as well. So I'm pretty happy. So okay, so we'll sign off now. And so it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And we'll see you next time on the AEW Dynamite review.